Nice cover, eh? That would have looked very good on the front of the Blue Hawaii album. But of course, Colonel Tom would never allow John Blackman to share the cover with his boy. So you might be wondering what this is. It's a mail order CD from 1988. And it's called Blue Hawaii, the best collection of Presley movie themes. Elvis's movies come in for quite a lot of flack, but you can actually get a really good compilation from the hits that came from those movies, particularly the early movies. Another one that I have is this one here. This is a greatest hits package, and it covers the period 1956 to 1969, sorry. And it comes with this blue disc that they didn't use for very long, only in the early years of CDs. Now you may have seen this thing behind me in a lot of videos up until now, and this is also a mail order CD package, CD set, which came in this rather nice rack. And it just has one Elvis CD, which I will show you. The cover is a little uninspired, but it is an Elvis compilation, Elvis Presley Best. This one dates back to 1991, and you can see that the blue label has gone now. It's the black round RCA logo. This one came with a really nice book, and the songs, up to a point, are the same as the 56 to 69 CD that I showed you before. I'll just show you the songs in here. There's no list in English. At the front it's all in Japanese, so I'll try and show you this way. And because it's a general best and because it's a Japanese CD, there are quite a few 70s songs in here, because they like the 70s Elvis over here. And it ends with two big hits from the early 60s. The next year, 1992, there were two other mail order CDs which came out. This is the Top 10 Hits, Volume 1. This one is also on that black RCA label. And it also has a second collection, Volume 2. This one focuses on the later period from Stuck on You up to Burning Love. These two also come with lyric booklets. In more recent years, the Japanese have turned to releasing sets of Elvis CDs, like this one here, which is called Golden Stories. And it's a 5 CD set, and each disc has its own theme. This is the first one. This is called 50s Rock and Roller. I'll show you the tracks later because they're all in Japanese on the back cover, as they are with most mail order CDs. The second CD is 60s pop and movie songs. And you can see the album and single jackets on the left. That shows you the releases that each CD covers. This is the third disc. This is 60s Gospel Session and the Comeback. So it covers How Great Thou Art period, the singles from around that time, and the TV special, and also the Memphis sessions. This is the fourth disc. This is the 70s era. Can you guess what the last CD is about? What the theme of the last CD is? There's a big hint for you. It is, of course, a live CD. And this one goes right from Elvis in person all the way through to the Elvis in Concert album. And it came with this nice booklet, thick booklet with all the lyrics in there, and I'll just try to show you what the tracks are, because these are in English at the front. There's the first disc. Just pause this if you want to read. Disc 2. Disc 3. Disc 4. And disc 5. So that was 2011. I can't believe it's been 10 years since that one came out. And just a few years ago, they came out with this beast here. This is actually a 10 CD collection called Elvis, 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 the ultimate collection of Elvis Presley. Alright, this was also a mail order CD set. It came with 2 books. This is the first one, and it's a huge book, 200 and odd pages, with notes on every single song. And there are actually 270 songs in this collection now. Please don't ask me to tell you what they all are, but I will show you how to, I have left a couple of links in the video description to show you how you can find out what these songs are, or perhaps there's a copy for sale on eBay that you might be able to find. This is the second booklet, and this one has a couple of interesting things inside. There are a few people here who were famous or musicians, well-known musicians before Elvis. And on the next 2 pages, you can see a lot of pictures of musicians who came after Elvis, and also a few other famous people at the bottom here on the right page. So can you guess what the idea is behind these 3 pages? Well, on this first page here, these are supposedly people who influenced Elvis. So you have people like Dean Martin at the bottom, there's Eddie Arnold up there somewhere, and B.B. King, and so on. Whereas the second and third pages, these are people who Elvis influenced, and these people are grouped into, for example, the first group is early rock and rollers, then you've got American rockers, British rockers, over here R&B, blues, and down here at the bottom you actually have a few actors and also celebrities. And beside each picture there is a quotation from that person about Elvis. So for example, there's a picture of Jerry Lee Lewis here, and beside that there's a quotation saying Dub Cruel is the best rock and roll record. It's never been bettered as a rock and roll record. I don't know what the English quote is, but that's the meaning of what he's saying. And then there's a quotation from Janis Joplin down here. This is a fairly famous quote. She says, Elvis is my man. And over on the right, there's a picture of Margaret Thatcher. I never knew she was an Elvis fan, but she says she really likes Elvis's music because he's from her generation. But she says Elvis is from everyone's generation, and that will never change. So I guess what she means there is that he appeals to everybody. And this book also has colour photographs of all the Elvis Japanese singles, or most of them anyway. Starting with the first picture sleeve single here, Heartbreak Hotel in 1956. And over about 10 or 12 pages, it goes right through to My Way in 1977. Once again, these discs are all themed. This is the first one. It's called Top 10 Hits 1. And it goes in chronological order from Heartbreak Hotel down to My Wish Came True. Top 10 Hits number 2, and this one continues from Stuck on You, and it goes down to Crying in the Chapel in 1965. So we need a third volume, and that's this one here, which continues with Easy Question and goes up to Way Down. Then we have 2 CDs called Rockin' Elvis. And this one starts with That's Alright and it goes up to Memphis, Tennessee. So this is also chronological. And the artwork is really good on these CDs, especially this next one here. This is Rockin' Elvis Volume 2. Really a high quality picture on there, and the lettering as well is also very clear. So this one continues with Down in the Alley, and it goes all the way down to Shake Your Hand in 1975. This CD is called Pop and Sweet, and this has songs such as Playing for Keeps, Life, Fever, Gently, A Girl of My Best Friend, Just Tell Her Jim Said Hello, and so on and so forth. The next one is fairly self-explanatory. This is Elvis on Screen. So it starts with Poor Boy and goes up to Let's Be Friends. So that one also seems to go in chronological order. Yes, it does. Disc 8 is Exotic Elvis. So there's a lot of songs in this CD from the Hawaiian movies, and it also has Beyond the Reef as well as things like I'll Take Love, Let It Be Me, Heart of Rome, There's No Room to Run But in a Sports Car, and so on. The next one is fairly self-explanatory. Elvis sings singer-songwriters. This is mostly 70s songs. It starts with the Bob Dylan song Tomorrow Is a Long Time and goes through to And I Love You So. This one also seems to be in chronological order, mostly 70s songs. And the last one is called Heartfelt Ballots. This one starts with Old Shep and goes up to Danny Boy. I'll show you what one of these CDs looks like. This is one I prepared earlier. This is Top 20 Hits Volume 2, and the discs are the discs have the orange record look, and there are no lyrics in the two booklets I showed you, but that's because they are all in here, in English on one side and Japanese on the other. And these CDs, they're all done in BSCD2. So BS means blue spec, and it's one of these newfangled technologies that they use to improve the sound. But I've been quite flippant about it, but they actually sound really, really good. Very quickly, I just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone who's bought my book. I've had some really good feedback here on YouTube and also via email. So thanks again to everyone who's bought the book. And if you haven't seen it, please check out the video I did about that last week. Thanks for watching. See you next time.